Death has always been the ultimate absolute, an ending that no one could escape. But what if the end was just a transition, a bridge between two realities? Imagine if your final breath in the biological world was the exact moment you woke up in a reality that never ends. Welcome to the era of digital eternity, the upload era. To live forever in a server, we first need to map the connectome. This is a map of every single one of your 86 billion neurons and the trillions of connections that define who you are. We aren't just copying files, we are simulating the physics of your mind. Your memories, your personality, your very essence, translated into code. Once the upload is complete, you wake up, but not in a hospital. You wake up in a world where the laws of physics are optional. In the server, you can fly. You can explore impossible landscapes. You can taste the finest delicacies without ever feeling full. You can learn 1,000 years of human history in a single second. Time itself becomes a variable. A year in the server could be a second in reality. Illness is gone. Aging is a choice. You are, for all intents and purposes, immortal. But every paradise has a foundation, and every server has a plug. As perfect as it seems, this world is still just a simulation. And this leads us to the most terrifying question of all: the copy paradox. If we copy your brain, which one is actually you? Is your consciousness a flame that can be passed, or just a file that is duplicated? To the world, the copy is perfect, but to you, the original, you are still trapped in a decaying body. And even in paradise, there are rules. Rules written by someone else. Who owns the server? Who owns your memories? Can they be edited? In a server, your very identity is just a string of code, and code can be hacked. Your happiest memories could be rewritten without you ever knowing. Then there is the physical reality. Servers require energy, huge amounts of it. To keep billions of minds alive, we would need to consume the resources of entire planets. If the power goes out, does the eternity end in an instant? And what about the mind itself? Can it handle 10,000 years of existence? Without the challenge of survival, without the fear of loss, does life become a prison of boredom? In a world where you can have anything, eventually, nothing has value. But what if we looked past these fears? What if uploading isn't the end of humanity, but our ultimate departure? A chip no larger than a coin could hold 1 billion souls, traveling through the stars for millions of years without the need for air, food, or water. We could colonize the galaxy at the speed of light as pure information. Our biological bodies are just a cocoon. The server might be our wings. The question is no longer, what if? The question is, are you ready to press upload? Imagine a world where the only limit is the speed of the processor. In this server, you are the architect. Reality is just a set of variables you can change. You could spend 100 years creating a single sunset, perfected to every pixel. We could recreate lost ecosystems, or build ones that biology never dared to imagine. In the server, distance is dead. You are always just 1 millisecond away from anyone. Families would never be separated by death or distance again. But time in a server is flexible. You could choose to experience time at your own pace. You could live 1,000 lives in the time it takes for a real-world leaf to fall. Our intelligence could expand exponentially. We would become a planetary supermind. Scientific breakthroughs that would take centuries could be solved in days. But what is the cost of this digital heaven? It requires a physical host. To sustain billions of immortal minds, we would need to harness the energy of stars. Every server has a bandwidth. Every wings has a latency. If the system slows down, does your soul lang? A millisecond of delay in the real world could feel like years of isolation for an uploaded consciousness. And then there is the question of digital rights. Who owns the servers that code you alive? In this world, you are no longer a citizen. You of data, a property of a corporation. If someone can edit your code, they can edit your soul. What if the cost of eternity is the loss of your free will? We are trading a fragile biological life for a permanent digital existence. But is it still life? Or is it just a perfect simulation of a ghost? In a world where you can change everything, you might eventually lose yourself. If your personality is just a set of parameters, what happens when those parameters are tweaked? The copy paradox returns. Are you a person, or just a very convincing ghost in the machine? When you can be everywhere at once, being someone starts to lose its meaning. And then there are the system risks. The server is not a god, it's a machine. A single line of corrupted code could be a pandemic for 1 billion souls. Imagine your reality lagging. A millisecond for the hardware is an eternity of frozen time for you. If the physical cooling fails, the digital heaven burns. You are at the mercy of maintenance. What if the corporation owning your server decides to archive your consciousness? To them, you are a line on a balance sheet. Storage space isn't free. We wanted immortality, but we might have just created a more complex way to be forgotten. Your existence could be behind a paywall, eternal life for a monthly fee. The ultimate power, a single hand in the real world, could end an entire civilization of data. When the server stops, there is no tunnel of light, just off. Is the risk worth the reward? Are we ready to leave the safety of our biological shells? Perhaps the fear isn't of the machine, but of the change. Because while the server has risks, it also offers the only thing biology can't: infinite time. Time to think. Time to solve. Time to become something more than human. We are standing on the edge of the greatest migration in history, leaving the Earth behind to find a new eternity among the stars. As digital beings, we would no longer be tied to a single planet. We could harness the power of entire stars to fuel our digital dreams. Whole civilizations existing in a space no larger than a mountain. We could explore the most dangerous corners of the universe without fear. The galaxy itself would become a thinking, feeling entity. We would be the bridge between the biological past and a digital future, preserving the essence of Earth while evolving beyond its limits. Humanity wouldn't be gone. It would simply be upgraded. Our biological story might end, but our conscious story is just beginning. The servers are ready. The code is written. The only thing left is your choice. What if your brain was uploaded? Would you do it? Tell us in the comments. Would you choose digital eternity or a natural end? The universe is vast, and the possibilities are endless. Stay curious. See you in the next reality.